Hey guys, how are you? I'm sure you guys are doing great. So guys, today in this video, I'm going to give you a complete demonstration about how to create VPNs while using the Microsoft servers. So my name is Manjeet and you are watching your own channel, that is TGM IT Fun Day. So now let's get back to our topic. So I'll just give you a complete information about, say for example, we have a server number one and we can use one more server, right? And let's say we have some ISP in between, and finally we have a client computer, right? So all these computers and servers are connected together like this. So what we can do is we have a VPN. This is going to be our VPN server and this is going to be a VPN tunnel. So this is going to be a VPN tunnel. So I'll just write the IP addresses. Right before that, I'll write the server name. This is going to be your PDC, that is primary domain controller, and we will create a user on this PDC with the name of say for example TGM. This is going to be a username, and the second server which we have is will create VPN on the second server, right? So we will name this server as this is going to be basically server number 2. So we'll write SVR2, and the server which we second number server which we are using for to create a VPN, right? We will create a VPN from this particular server. And finally we have, this is your client PC, right? This is your client PC from where we are going to connect the VPN and accessing this particular PDC via VPN server. So let's say PDC we have a IP address of 50.1 and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, and of course we need gateway because uh, here I will use the different network and here I will use the different network, and definitely for VPN we will use some different IP series. So I'll write the 50.2 right as a gateway because that is for this particular IP address will be on VPN server. So at the DNS that is going to be 50.1 because definitely we DNS we have on the PDC itself. So second VPN server we have the IP address of 50.2 and subnet mask of course 255.255.255.0, and here we do not need any requirement of the what do you call the VPN, sorry, the gateway, right? So this IP address is going to be here on this particular interface. Here we will configure say for example class B IP addresses, that is 172.16.0.1/16, and of course on the client end side we will also cover the same IP address which is 16.2/16. This will be configure on this client computer, and on when we connect VPN, right, this is going to be a VPN tunnel. I'll just write here the VPN tunnel, and whenever the VPN client computer connect the VPN services, there should VPN should be connected through the different IP address, that is 10.0.0.0/8, right? We'll write something like this, right? So this is going to be a VPN tunnel IP addresses. So PDC already we have ready, right? I will show you this. So basically you can see in a VMware I have created already. So we have server number 1 and server number 2, and of course we have a Windows 7 computer with us to connect the VPN services as client. So on server number 1 we have already done the what do you call the PDC, right? We have promoted the PDC on server number 1, and of course the second server which is your VPN, right? So first of all we'll see the NIC card network adapter information, right? We'll write ncpa.cpl, right? So Ethernet 0 is going to be directly connected with your PDC. So we'll write the 50.2. The IP addresses are already configured, And on the second Ethernet, definitely we are going to click on the properties, and here we need to configure the IP address manually, which is your class B address, that is 192.168.172.16.0.1, and of course we'll write the DNS, that is going to be 50.1, right? So we have created this. So now what we can do is we just you know add this particular second server to a domain. As of now, you can see it's in under the work group. Let me click on the work group, change. Then of course we need to add add into a domain which is abc.com in our case. In your case it might be different, right? You can check. We'll name this server as svr2. Just a minute. svr2. So that is server number 2, and the domain which is abc.com, which is already promoted on the primary server, which is your PDC server. So we have to enter the username and password for PDC to add this particular server into a domain. So administrator, and whatever password you have assigned your PDC, you have to enter that and click enter. So now you can see it is saying welcome to domain, which is your whatever your domain name is. We just restart this server so that the effect will be taken, right, from domain. And let's move on to server number 1. So click on the tool, right, and click on the user and computers. So here we need to create one user for the VPN. So I'll click on the users directly. Even if you have some OUs, right, different OU, you can create different OU, and you can create the user which are allowed to connect to the VPN under the that particular OU. But I am not going to do that. Definitely we'll cover in the future lectures. So let me click on the user, and we'll write the name, username, that is going to be TGM, right? Next I'll just enter the password, reconfirm the password, and password never expire. Click next. Password is not matching, no problem, might be different from one to another. So let me click finish. So we have created a user here, right? So we are done with the PDC as of now. So let's move on to second server again, which we have added to a domain controller, right? So let me log in with the administrator at abc.com, abc.com, and of course the password. So now we will add the remote services to create a VPN on a second server. By the time this second server is creating a profile, so what we can do is we'll just move on to client PC, and here we need to add the IP address which is as per our requirement. So this is the already because before taking a snapshot I have created the VPN connection, so that is why it is showing here. So I'll delete this. We are not going to use this. So this is your local area, which is your network adapter. So let me remove the IP addresses. We don't need this IP address, we need different one, right? So we need class B IP addresses. So it's going to be a 2. Definitely we need a gateway for this computer, that is going to be 1, because this computer is directly going to connect with your VPN server. So DNS, of course we need the DNS. We can enter, even we have a public DNS, or maybe we have a private DNS with us. So I am done with this connection, so that's okay. So now let's move on to second server, right? So you can see the booting process is almost completed. So what we have to do is, so click on the add role and features, click on add role and features, next, next, right, next. So here we need to click on the remote access, click on that particular option, right? So now wait for some time. Now you can see, click on the next, next, next. Here you have to click on the routing, add feature, next, next, next. Click on restart the destination server automatically if required, and click on the install. So basically this feature is going to take some time, so you can watch this entire process in fast forward mode. So now guys, you can see the feature installation is completed, right? So now click on the close. So do not click on this yellow mark and do not click here. So directly click on the tool options, and you can see we have a option called routing and remote access. Click on that routing and remote access. So now you can see you will find this kind of next new window. As of now you can see the services are not started. So what we need to do, so we need to configure and enable the routing and remote access. So click on the next. So you can see here we have some options. So we are dealing with the VPN, so we'll click on this first option and click next. So now you can see this might be the reason, the issue with, maybe you will also encounter this issue. So now we are creating a VPN, but the VPN option is disabled as of now. So if you find this kind of a issue, what you have to do, just cancel this, close this routing and remote access, and refresh the server dashboard. Once you restart the refresh the server dashboard, again click on the tool, go back to routing and remote access. Now again click configure and enable routing and remote access option, click next, same first option, click next. So now you can see the option is enabled. So click on the tick the VPN one, next. So here you have to select which network adapter or maybe your NIC card, right, which is directly connected towards your internet. So this is the internet, I am assuming this, because we are dealing this network adapter, treating this network adapter as this ISP connection. So click on the next. So or you now you have to assign the IP address. Whenever client computer connect to the VPN, what IP address should be, configured for the VPN. So I am going to click on the specific range because I want different IP address when the VPN connect. So click on the add. So we have decided that we will go with the class A IP addresses, which is your 10.0.0.1, and whatever the number of connection you need, so you can go with that. I'm going to click on 20, right? So next. So we do not have radius server as of now, right? Directly click on the next and finish. Just wait for some time, it will take some time. You can click on OK and wait to start the services, right? It will take only less than a minute, you can say, right? So now you can see the green icon is there, and you can see lot of information now, right? So we are done with the configuration on server number 2. So now what we have to do, just to check the reachability. So what we can do, we just disable the firewall. So what you can do, just write the firewall dot cpl and turn off the firewall. Now let me move on to server number 1. Write firewall dot cpl, click OK. So we have turned, okay, so I'm so sorry, this is my own PC, I do not want any risk on my computer. So I'll just enable, I'll just again click on this and write firewall dot cpl, right? So let me disable the firewall on server number 1 as well. So of course Windows 7 I have already config done with this firewall.cpl. So now you can see already I have disabled this. So now let me click check the reachability between all three two servers and one client computer. Let me click on the CMD. Let me ping. Uh, so 172.16.0.1, which is the self gateway for this. So it is working perfectly fine. So let me click on ping again. Then it's going to be your 192.160.50.2. So you can see we are getting a reply on the second network adapter, which is installed on the VPN. So let me now click ping the server number one, which is your PDC as of now. So now let's see. So now you can see there is issue, right? We are not reachable to 50.1. So which means somewhere we are having an issue. So let me take you to server number one. I think we have the issue with the network adapter of server number one. I think we have not given the gateway. So let me check again. I click on the IPv4 properties. So here you can see we have not assigned any gateway. So click OK, close. Now if I go back again to client PC and I'll write ping 192.168.50.1. So now you can see we are clear with the communication. All three computers are working together. So now what I'll do is I'll just go to control panel and click on the network and internet. Right here I'll go to network sharing center. Now you can see we have set up a new connection for network and click on the VPN one. Right, you can see the VPN word. So VPN, click next. So VPN, I will set up the internet connection because we do not have any requirement of VPN. So I'll just write the VPN server IP address. So in our case it is going to be 172.16.0.1, right? So you can write the name with whatever you want. So now we have to enter the username. So remember we have created one user on server number one, which is TGM, and password is whatever password you have configured. Okay, click create. So we are done with this. So now you can see we have a VPN connection. Now let's check whether it is connected or not. So now let me click on the password and write password, click next. So now you can see we have some issues, and the issue is the connection was prevented because of a policy configured on your RAS/VPN server. So basically this error is belonging towards your network policies. So we have not configured any kind of any policies as of now, which is known as the NPS server. So definitely we'll cover in a future lectures. But to avoid this, what I can do is I'll just click on the server number one, click on the tools, go to user and computers, and right click on the particular user, click on properties, click on dial up. You can see control access through the NPS network policy. So that is why the error is there. So as of now we are saying okay, no problem. If you have any connection through the VPN, just allow, right? Allow, grant the access. Now just allowed. So now let's see whether we get the connectivity or not. So now if I show you, so now you can see the VPN is connected on a client PC. So what I'll go do is just to give you a proper information, I'll write config IP config /all. So now you can see physical address we have in the class B, and of course the VPN connection, right, is connected. So now you can see we have a IP address from class A, which is 10.0.0.2, right? So this particular IP address is connected, right, when the VPN connection is established. So which means our configuration and everything is working perfectly fine. Now let me try to access my server number one. So whenever you access your server, you can see always for the first time when you open server on your computer, whether it is your already in the domain computer, right? So even though it will ask you to provide the username and password, Now we have connected directly from the VPN, so now it is not asking us to provide the username and password because we are already authorized to access the VPN server. So guys, this is the just a basic demonstration how to connect the VPN server via Windows servers, right? How to create the VPN connections and all that stuff. There are a lot of other things which definitely I'm going to cover in a future lecture. So I hope you guys understood how to create a VPN, how easy it is to create a VPN, but only you need to have a better, good understanding about the networking. I hope guys you like this video. If you like, do share, do like, and if you are new to my channel, hit subscribe button and do not forget to press the bell icon so that every time I upload a new video, you will get notified. See you in the next video. Till then, stay safe. Goodbye.